me, Kima's never seen it. I'm Kima, and today the movie we're going to be talking about is The Wiz. Did you miss me? I'm here. It's like I never left. How y'all doing? Before we get into what this movie's about, if you've never been here, just know I am a person who has seen no movie ever. So I take people's suggestions on movies to watch. I watch them, kind of summarize them, and give my thoughts. So if these are movies you haven't seen, I'm putting a big spoiler alert right here because I'm gonna get into it. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into what this movie's about based on the DVD cover summary. The fabulous land of Oz rocks in the spartacular musical based on the smash hot Broadway show. In this Motown production, Dorothy is a shy Harlem kindergarten teacher who, while searching for her lost dog Toto in a swirling blizzard, is whisked to a wonderland to follow the yellow brick road. Director Sidney Lumey, not content to merely film the stage production, transforms the physical attributes of New York City into the fabulous land of Oz. So if you don't know, or if you couldn't gather, obviously, this is a take/adaptation of the original movie. I'm not sure if it's a musical, but anyway, The Wizard of Oz. So this is more of the black cinema version, and it's called The Wiz. I've heard of it, and just have never watched it, but there were some recent things talked about on TikTok regarding The Wiz, and I'll get into that later. So to start off, we're starting off with Dorothy. Like the DVD cover summary said, she's pretty shy, but she's very helpful around the house. It looks like everyone has gathered around to have dinner, and she's kind of just like helping people do certain things, but she's very to herself and just kind of in her own little world, just doing things around the house to help everybody. We also see her dog, Toto. He's a little black dog. He's very, very cute. He's really small, so that's them together. And it looks like Dorothy lives with her aunt, and her aunt is telling her, hey, I think you need to start being around people more your age, because she's a kindergarten teacher. She's like, hey, maybe you should apply to be at this high school so you can be around older kids. Maybe you should start putting yourself out there more to date and see people. Like, you need to stop being in this shy little bubble and really get yourself out. But again, Dorothy's just like shy and to herself, so she doesn't really want to hear it.
Now you take that new job and find a place for you and Toto. It's time for you to make a home of your own.
After that conversation, Dorothy's kind of cleaning around the kitchen, and as she's doing that, Toto gets out and runs out the door. So now Dorothy has to go and run after him. The way that she runs, it took me out. I don't know why she runs like this, but she runs after Toto, and they end up getting caught in a snow blizzard tornado. Now, again, I also haven't seen the original Wizard of Oz. I knew about tornado. Was it a snow tornado in the original Wizard of Oz, or was it a regular tornado? Because they're from Kansas, right? I'm saying a lot. Anyway, while they're in this like tornado blizzard thing, we're introduced to someone. We don't know who it is yet, but it looks like she has the tornado in her hand and she's kind of controlling it. So I think, because she looks like some kind of like angel being, I think she's some kind of angel or like guardian angel for Dorothy, controlling it, and she blows the tornado away. When she does that, Dorothy crashes through this thing, lands into this other place, and whatever she like broke when she crashed into the thing, I'm being very descriptive, it fell down on someone. Turns out the fixture that she broke through and it fell down on someone, she made it fall on the Wicked Witch of the East and ended up killing her. But by doing that, she actually freed the Munchkins of Munchkinland. So they were all like graffiti on the wall and they were stuck. But since she died, they all were able to unstick and be normal Munchkin people again. And basically they're all like thanking her for saving them from the evil Wicked Witch of the East. We're then introduced to someone else. Her name is Miss One. She comes down and she's like looking at everyone saying, hey everyone, we're free, blah, 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 blah. She meets Dorothy and she's just like, thank you for saving us by killing her, and ends up giving her her shoes. Now, I know in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy has ruby red slippers, right? Well, Dorothy in The Wiz has silver. But Dorothy just wants to go home. She has no idea where she is. She has no idea what's going on. She genuinely just wants to go home. She doesn't know how she got there or anything. And Miss One is just like, oh, well, you can go and meet the Wiz and he can help you get home. And Dorothy's just like, who is that?
Where am I? You're in Munchkinland, the indivisible land of Oz. Oz?
The Wiz is like their all overpowered person or whatever that I guess could help out. So she's like, follow the yellow brick road. to the Wiz and he can possibly help you get home. Oh, and she also tells her that the shoes that she put on her, do not take those shoes off until she is home. Keep them on the entire time. So when she gets to the Wiz and he sends her home, then take them off. Other than that, do not take off those shoes. I also want to say she loses Toto a lot in this movie, and it makes me upset because it's just like, where's Toto? Where's the dog? What the dog doing? But he appears eventually, but I'm just like, you are not paying attention to your dog. You're in this foreign place, not paying attention to your dog. He could be anywhere. But that's not the point of the movie. So then she's following the yellow brick road and she stops and sees someone or something out in the distance, and we're introduced to the Scarecrow. That's Mike Jack. Michael Jackson famously played the Scarecrow in The Wiz, and I love Michael Jackson, so I was just like, oh, how nice. But he's a scarecrow, and he obviously, a scarecrow's job is to scare off crows or birds that are in the fields. But there's a bunch of crows who are actually telling him what to do, and they're just like, you're not allowed to get down. You're supposed to stay up there. Da 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 da. And he's just like, you're right, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I thought about getting down.
But I was reading this morning that most people. Fellas, please.
Didn't we tell you reading was a waste of time?
Dorothy sees the crows bullying Scarecrow, so then she sends Toto to go like shoo them away, and then she lets Scarecrow down. That's when Scarecrow realizes, oh, the only reason why I wasn't able to get down and walk is because I believed what the crows said. And Dorothy's like, yeah, you just have to have more confidence, like no negative thinking, da 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 da. And Scarecrow's just like, oh, well, I would have thought of that sooner if I had a brain. And Dorothy's just like, of course you have a brain. That's just negative talk. And she literally takes off his little hat and just shows newspaper in his head. He's like, I literally don't have a brain. But Dorothy has a good idea, saying she's gonna go meet the Wiz. He's gonna help her get home. Maybe he can also help Scarecrow get a brain. Also, I wanna say, Scarecrow said that he doesn't have a brain, but like he's full of newspaper and he always pulls out little things and reads them. You don't have a brain, but you can read. So then they're off to go see the Wiz, and they're about to ease on down the road, which that song is, watching this movie, I was able to hear the other songs in there. Ease on Down the Road, whatever it's called, still my favorite song out of the entire soundtrack of The Wiz. So as they're easing on down the road, they hear somebody in kind of like this amusement park junkyard kind of place, and it looks like a Tin Man is crushed by another fixture. So they roll it off of him and they try to get him unstuck. He's telling them like, don't worry, you're not hurting me. I'm not able to feel, so just do what you gotta do to get me sitting up. And he says the reason why he's not able to feel is because he doesn't have a heart.
What he forgot to add was a heart.
Meanwhile, he can cry. He can't feel, he doesn't have a heart, but he can cry. Okay. Dorothy then proposes, hey, I'm going to the Wiz to get home. Scarecrow's gonna go to get a brain. Come with us so you can get a heart. So of course he's just like, all right, let's all go. And he goes with them, easing on down the road. This is my own thought. I think that Michael Jackson also would have been a really great Tin Man as well. But I think that he wanted to be the character that was the closest to Dorothy, to Diana Ross. So that's why he was okay with the Scarecrow. That's just my own theory. I think he could have been a great Tin Man, but hey, he was a great Scarecrow too. Then they're going down, easing on down the yellow brick road, and they find a big bad lion who's like scaring them and, you know, just basically trying to terrorize them, until Toto goes over to the lion, bites his little paw, and he starts crying.
He bit my paw! Oh!
Turns out he's not so big and bad after all. And he actually got kicked out of the jungle, his habitat, because he wasn't a big, bad, scary lion. And I will say also, this Scarecrow is hilarious because he had an attitude at so many points in this movie, and it's hilarious.
Incapable of being king.
But they're talking, and he's saying like, yeah, if only I had courage or whatever, but I don't, and I wish I could go back home. And you know where Dorothy's going with this. come with us. Maybe the Wiz can get you some courage. He's going to get me home. He's going to get a Scarecrow a brain. He's going to get a 10 man a heart. He can help you too. So let's all go. So now it's all four of them. It's Dorothy, Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. They continue to go down the yellow brick road, and they end up in this like underground kind of like subway kind of area. When they do that, they're met with these weird creatures who I guess are gonna attack them or eat them. I don't know. Since the Lion does not have any courage, he's the first one to run and leave them in the dust. But then he's just like, no, we're all in this together. We're trying to go for the same goal. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get him. So he goes back to go and save all of them. So again, he doesn't have any courage, yet he went back to save everyone. He saved the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and Dorothy all independently, but he doesn't have courage. Oh, then they all run out. So they get out of their safe and they end up in this like weird alley with these women who I guess their objective is just to seduce people into wherever they want to put them. They end up getting the Lion and Dorothy and like sprinkling this dust or whatever to get them. Tin Man and Scarecrow know that this is a trap and they're trying to save them, but they somehow lure them out and put them in like a different place. But Tin Man and Scarecrow are right behind them to save them. So Dorothy and Tin Man Dorothy and Lion end up like on top of some roof thing and they're passed out and they don't know how to wake them up, but Tin Man is over the Lion and he just starts crying tears and the tears wake up Lion. So Scarecrow's just like, do it over Dorothy, do it over her. He does it over her and she wakes up too. So I guess his tears and just caring or whatever, again, he doesn't have a heart and can't feel, woke them up. So they continue on their journey and they finally end up at the Emerald City, which is where the Wiz is. When they are about to be at the door, they're just like, oh, y'all shouldn't be there. Y'all got to go to a different entrance. But one of the guards of the door notices Dorothy's shoes and is just like, oh, never mind. Y'all come in. So they come inside. There's a bunch of people in there and it looks like they're just like dancing and grooving and having a good time. And they literally are dancing based off of whatever color the Wiz on the announcement is giving them. Like they start off with green and they have their own little theme song for green. And then they go to red and they change their theme song and the color to red. And then they go to gold and you get the gist. The Wiz ends up seeing Dorothy and he's just like, I want her to come up here. And everyone's excited. They're just like, the Wiz never invited me anywhere. You're lucky. Da, 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 da. So then she's about to go and meet with the Wiz, but she's just like, oh, I have these people with me. We all need to come up to talk to you. The Wiz doesn't want to hear it. He thinks that they're all rascals or whatever he said. I forgot. And he's just like, I only want you. I don't want them. And she's like, well, if you can't have me or if you can't have all of us, you'll have none of us. And then he's just like, fine, let them all up.
Either you see my friend, sir, or you forget it.
So then they go to meet the Wiz and they all tell him what they want. Dorothy wants to go home, Scarecrow wants a brain, Tin Man wants a heart, and the Lion wants courage. The Wiz said the only way that he's able to grant any of that to any of them is if he kills the wicked witch of the West. Her name is Eveline. So if they're able to kill her or get rid of her, they can come back and he'll grant them what they're requesting. So then they're all just like, we are all gonna do this together. Let's go get Eveline. We then find Eveline's like workshop. It looks like residents of Oz, they like imprison them to be her like workers, and they're all like in these weird like mask clothing things or whatever. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We meet Eveline in her workshop. It's basically a fucking sweatshop, but Eveline finds out that Dorothy is somewhere with the shoes. So she's like, give me the flying monkeys, and tells the flying monkeys, go find her and make sure she has those shoes on. Get them all here right now. So the flying monkeys find Dorothy in them and brings them to Eveline. And Eveline tries to take the shoes off of Dorothy or like magically whisk them away from her. But for some reason, she can't. Like it curls up her fingers. So she's just like, you give me those shoes right now or everybody in here is going to feel my wrath. She ends up sawing the Scarecrow in half, but he's just like, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm literally just straw and paper. Like, it's fine. She like hot presses the Tin Man. He's just like, oh no, I'm just bolt and metal. It's okay. I don't feel a thing. Presses him flat. And then ends up hanging Lion up by his tail. And Lion's just like, don't give her the shoes. I'm fine. Just don't give her the shoes. But apparently Dorothy's last straw was they got Toto and they're about to throw Toto into fire. Now, pretty sure Toto would have felt that. So then Dorothy's just like, okay, fine. I'll give you your shoes. So she goes down. She's about to take the shoes off, but she notices there's a fire alarm right behind her. She turns around, pulls a fire alarm. Apparently, Eveline's allergic to water, so as it's like raining down on her, she literally melts into her literal toilet throne, and she's dead. So now she's gone. Eveline's gone. The people are free. They're unzipping themselves from whatever costume or whatever that Eveline had them on, and they're all dancing around, and they're free. They're free to be their own people now. Now that the Wicked Witch of the West is gone. They go back to the Wiz, basically to let him know that, hey, we got rid of the Wicked Witch of the West, and now we need you to grant our wishes. They go in there, and when they first were met with the Wiz, as you saw, the Wiz was like this big metal head, but turns out there was a person inside just talking and doing the controls and everything. So when they went to go see him, he was outside of the metal head and he was just sleeping because the Wiz is a fraud.
Everything they say about me is true. I'm a phony. I got no powers. I got no right to be pretending to be the Wiz.
Euphoria.
So now they lose hope because they're just like, we killed somebody for you to grant us what we needed, just for you not to be able to do it the whole time. Even if you were still behind that mask, you wouldn't be able to do it. But the thing is, they had what they were looking for all along. It's so fucking cliche. Like, oh, you had a brain this whole time, Scarecrow. Look at how you helped us. Tin Man, you could feel this whole time. You've always had a heart. It's always been in you. Lion, the way you saved us, the way you did this, and that, you always had, girl, blah. So then, they're just like talking back and forth. They're just like, oh, you always had this in you, da 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 da. And then this portal opens up and we meet the person who I thought was an angel from earlier. We meet her. Her name is Galinda. She is the good witch of the South. And I think, she's like Dorothy's, no, she's not her guardian angel, but she's been looking after this whole time. And she's just like, hey, Dorothy, you can go home now. Just click your heels. She went through all this for what? So just like, I believe, in the original movie, clicks her heels 3 times. She ends up back home with Toto and they go back in the house. And honestly, that's the end of the movie, and I'm not happy about that. My gripe is the fact that we got to see the development of Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion, saying that they don't have these things, and, being able to see developing through the movie of just like, oh, Scarecrow's actually smart. He's able to go around this world, Oz or whatever, and, thinking he doesn't have a brain, but he's really smart. He's able to think for himself. The Tin Man, he thinks he can't feel. He doesn't have a heart, but he's out here crying and feeling things for people and has emotions and da-da-da-da-da. The Lion thinks he doesn't have courage, but he's saving people. He's, putting others before himself, doing all this kind of stuff. So we're able to see the development of all of these different people, but we don't see anything from Dorothy. She just goes home and goes inside. We don't get to see if she finally gets to put herself out there. We don't get to see if she finally starts dating. We don't get to see her, move out of her aunt's house and be in the world. We're just left with her going in the house. Personally, I think it is a unsatisfactory ending, but I didn't make this movie. So, and that's the end of the movie. This movie got a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, when I first watched it, I didn't think that was really fair, but now, like, really going through the movie, I kind of agree. I feel like there were a lot of points in here that were kind of unnecessary. Like, you could have taken some things out of this and still gotten the message through. I think that the ending and not continuing on to at least see a little bit of a glimpse of Dorothy after Oz is a little lazy. The music was good. Motown gonna do it. Quincy Jones, he gonna do it. But yeah, the movie's like so-so. Like, I can agree with that rating. But I have heard, I guess it's always been on Broadway, even before The Wiz was put into a movie form, that the Broadway play is really, really great. And I'm sure it's the exact same storyline, but I would like to see the Broadway play of The Wiz just to like, you know, see it and see if I'm just more into it, since it's a musical more than just like movie-esque, you know? But that's the end of my video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. If there's something you agree with, don't agree with, you want to say how good I did, or you have any suggestions for movies I should watch in the future, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Kima's Never Seen It on TikTok and Instagram. You can also follow me on Blue Sky at That's Kima J. I also use those pieces of social media to take suggestions as well. So if you don't comment on this video about any suggestions, head over to social media. Let me know what I should watch later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell everybody you know about my channel because I'm here. I know you missed me so much and I'm back. I'm sorry. I just honestly need to take a nap, and I took a nap and now I'm better. So we're here and we're posting. And this would not be a video of mine if I didn't express my gratitude and appreciation for you guys tuning in each week. Even if you just got here and of course you watched the entire video, because why wouldn't you? I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in every Thursday, giving me suggestions, and I'm having so much fun with this. Thank you guys. That's all I gotta say. But again, that's it for my video. I will see you guys next week. Bye.